Good morning, everyone. My name is Lovely Grace Sampaga from Bachelor of Secondary Education, major in English. I am the discussant for today, so I'm going to discuss about the Elliot Turiel of the development of morality. Elliot Turiel. Elliot Turiel teaches courses of human development and its relation to education. He holds the Jerome A. Hotto Chair in the Graduate School of Education and is an affiliated professor in the Department of Psychology. He has served as Associate Dean for Academic Affairs and Interim Dean in the Graduate School of Education. He has served as President of the Jean Piaget Society. He has been a Guggenheim Fellow, a National Institute of Mental Health Fellow, and is a member of the National Academy of Education. His research focuses on social and moral development. He has formulated a theory of domains of social development involving the development of moral judgments based on concept of welfare, justice, and rights, and their distinction throughout development from understandings of the conventions and customs of societies, as well as from the arenas of personal jurisdiction. He has applied the theoretical approach to the study of the relations of morality and culture. His research shows that cultures are not homogeneous and that different groups in social hierarchies disagree on how to apply considerations of justice and equality. His research investigates social opposition and moral resistance to cultural practices perceived as unjust. He studies ways children, adolescents, and adults attempt to counter inequalities such as those based on gender, with overt and covert activities aimed at changing and subverting practices that favors those in positions of power in the social hierarchy. Current research also is examining the development of judgment about social equality and inequality, and the development of sentiments and judgment about the value of life. Elliot Turiel on the development of morality. Turiel year 2008, The Development of Morality in W. Dalman and R.M. Lerner, eds. Child and Adolescent Development, an advanced course. This is a great summary of trends and theoretical orientations in the study of moral development by Elliot Turiel. First, people like the fact that Turiel considers children as active social agents that face conflicts and meaningful moral experiences in their everyday life. Moral development is not about absorbing information about moral rules or values. It is about actively constructing a moral understanding of the social world and of one's own life. In many current formulations, morality is not framed by impositions on children due to conflicts between their needs or interests and the requirements of society or the group. Many now think that children are in an active and positive sense, integrated into their social relationships with adults and peers, and that morality is not solely or even primarily an external or unwanted imposition of them. He also emphasizes that morality is not primarily negative, as one might infer from Freudian or behavioristic formulations. In other words, it's not about the inhibition of aggressive or sexual impulses. Today, we know that children experience empathic feelings toward other people spontaneously, that our species has a natural tendency to do things within groups and to help each other. The findings that young children show positive moral emotions and actions toward others indicate that the foundations of morality are established in early childhood and do not solely entail the control and inhibition of children's tendencies toward gratifying needs or drives or acting on impulses. However, that the foundations of positive morality are established in early childhood does not necessarily establish that significant aspect of development do not occur beyond early childhood, that judgment, deliberations, and reflections are unimportant, or that many experiences, in addition to parental practices, do not contribute. Against the work of J. Hyde and R. Sweeter, Turiel claims that studies of moral development suggest alternative to the propositions that emotions are primary in morality. That moral acquisition is mainly due to effects of parental practices in children, or that morality largely reflects the acquisition of societal standards. Dunn et al., 1995, found differences in the two types of situations they assessed: physical harm and cheating, and documented that relationships with siblings influence development. This suggests that children have a spontaneous capacity to reason according how they determine the domain they are dealing with: moral, societal, personal, or the kind of moral problem at hand. According to Dunn and Moon, 1987, children do not receive passively the moral prescriptions upheld by adults. Rather, they show a certain degree of autonomy early on, by 2 or 3 years of age. Children display a fair amount of teasing of mothers, physical aggression, distraction of objects, and increasing ability to engage in arguments and disputes with mothers. This increasing variety in young children's relationships is consistent with the findings reviewed by Gossett and Goodnow, year 1994, showing that parental practices are related to type of misdeed. Children judge the appropriateness of reason given by parents when communicating with them, and parents may encourage ways of behaving that differ from those they engage in themselves. With acts entailing theft or physical harm to persons, young children 4 to 6 years give priority to the act itself rather than the status of the person as in a position of authority. According to Piaget, 1932, Turiel, 2006, children's judgments are not based on respect or reverence for adult authority, but on consequences emerge early in life along with emotions or sympathy, empathy, and respect. At young ages, children go well beyond social impulses and the habitual of reflexive. Attempting to understand emotions, other persons, the self, and a great deal of research has demonstrated that young children make moral judgment about harm, welfare, justice, and rights which are different from their judgment about their social domains. All this is consistent with my view of children as active institutional agents. Turiel notices that the differentiation between the societal, personal, and moral domains appear early in life, at 3 years of age. But that doesn't mean that it's innate. Rather, he believes it might originate in the experiences and interactions children engage in during their first years.